आवाज आसुछि ना Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We'll discuss current affairs of 28th July, and first we'll discuss objective questions. Consider the following statements about China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC). China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it is the collection. The CPEC is a collection of infrastructure projects that have been under construction throughout Pakistan beginning in 2013. Collection of infrastructure projects. It is a part of One Belt One Road policy, right? OBOR policy, right? Of China. The CPEC is a part of China's larger belt. Yes, it is a part of China's larger belt and road initiative, which aims to spread Chinese investments in Pakistan, right? Chinese infrastructure development in Pakistan. The CPEC is a 3,000 kilometer route of infrastructure. It has a budget of $46 billion. Projects that seeks to create a series of contiguous economic and trade hubs with road and rail infrastructure. So this CPEC road and road infrastructure around 3,000 kilometer infrastructure will be developed by China in Pakistan, that is passes through POK region. Why it is in in the one of the major reason why India is not joining Chinese One Belt One Road policy is that it is violating the India's territorial integrity and sovereignty, because it passes through a disputed territory, that is Gilgit-Baltistan or POK region. Here, which of the statements are correct? All the statements are correct here, right? All the statements are correct. So another reason why India is not joining OBOR, because this is one type of Chinese debt trap policy, right? Many countries are falling into the debt trap of China, for example Bangladesh, or for example Sri Lankan crisis, because one of the major reason is Chinese debt trap. Next, consider the following statements regarding Pak occupied Kashmir, POK region, Pak occupied Kashmir, right? It was under the control of Pakistani forces when ceasefire line came into effect on January 1, 1949. On January 1, 1949, ceasefire line declared by United Nations, and that came into effect in January 1, 1949. And the capital of POK is Srinagar. How can the capital be Srinagar? It is Muzaffarabad, right? The capital of POK region is Muzaffarabad. On January 1, ceasefire was declared, and the status quo maintained since then, and that is the Pakistani forces. This POK region came under the control of Pakistani forces. So only option is the right answer. Next, consider the following statements regarding nationalization of banks. Nationalization means first statement is nationalization essentially meant that government took over the ownership of certain private banks. Government took over the ownership of certain private banks. That is what we call as nationalization of bank, right? Where this investment means private sector, the government sectors becoming ownership is transferred to the private sector. That is disinvestment. But nationalization means this private banks that got nationalized. They took over the ownership of certain private banks. It may lead to increase in number of branches in rural banks. There is no relationship between increase in the branches of rural banks with nationalization, right? So this statement is wrong. Union Bank of India is the first nationalized bank of India. So 1 and 3 options are right option. Union Bank of India is the first nationalized bank of India. But the nationalization means basically ownership change. There is no direct linkage with the expansion of branches to rural areas. So 1 and 3 options are right answer. Then consider the following statements of insider trading. It is basically refers to the buying, selling and trading of shares or other securities of a listed company using unpublished price sensitive information, UPSI, that can affect stock price and that doesn't been disclosed yet. That means certain information that are very important information regarding a particular company. Suppose that is that is unpublished and price sensitive information. Any information on a particular that is not published, right? If that information is sold out, or somebody is purchasing them, or somebody is selling them, or if that information is going out, then we can call it as insider trading, right? Insider trading, shares or other securities of a listed company using price sensitive information that can affect the stock price about a particular company. For example, if for example you are going to invest in a particular company, but you suddenly know that the company has a huge amount of debt. Anytime it can fall into debt trap. So obviously you are not going to purchase the shares of those companies. So that affect the price of the particular company. So that is called as insider trading. That means information of that country is information about a particular country is going outside, and that is going to affect the share price. Also another thing, in case of positive also, if you are going to this particular company is profiting high so much, or there is a huge potential to gain a huge amount of money, obviously the price of the shares will increase. So that is insider trading. Insider trading hurts the integrity of capital market. Yes, that is one type of corruption, right? Insider trading is it hurts the integrity of the capital markets. The Harshad Mehta case is also one type of insider trading. The SEBI regulations define insider as someone who is connected person and has access to UPSI. Connected person means in a particular company is connected person and has link to get the internal information of a particular company. So this insider trading is regulated by SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. It controls the insider trading. That's why it has started to curb the regulations, to curb the interest of the investors. D. To curb such type of corruption or malafide intention steps. So all options are right regarding insider trading. Next, consider the following statements about lumpy skin disease. Lumpy skin disease, it is first time it is witnessed in Gujarat, right? It is seen in Gujarat, and it was for the first time it started in Zambia of Africa, right? Now we have seen it, watching it in Gujarat, especially to cattle or buffalo. It is witnessed in case of infection of cattle or buffalo. That is lumpy skin disease, right? Lumpy skin disease, cattle or buffalo. The fatal rate is less than 10%. With the poxvirus lumpy skin disease virus. Poxvirus lumpy skin disease virus. This the virus is poxvirus lumpy skin disease. It is basically transmitted by ticks or transmitted by ticks or mosquitoes, or similarly similar insects that is transmitted. The World Health Organization for Animal Health, animal OIE, has declared it as notifiable disease, right? That means it can become severe, right? Both 1 and 2 options are correct. Such type of diseases we can call a zoonotic diseases, and this concept, yes, we have to take care of them. Why? Because of the concept of One Health concept, which is One Health concept recently is in news. One Health concept, that means all our environment, animal health and human health, all three are interlinked. So we have to that is why we have to take care of the lumpy skin disease seriously, otherwise it will also affect human beings, right? So both the 1 and 2 options are right. It is affecting cattle and buffalo. It is seen in Gujarat in case of India. It is started in Zambia, and this is transmitted by mosquitoes and ticks and similar insects. Okay. Consider the following spares. Indigenous tribal games. Recently 5 types of indigenous tribal games they are included in the Khelo India Youth Games. 5 types of indigenous tribal games are included in Khelo India Youth Games. So what are those? One is Malakham, right? Malakham Maharashtra. It is also in Chhattisgarh. It is also seen. Malakham Maharashtra, Silambaram Tamil Nadu, right? These are the indigenous tribal games, right? Tribals fight games of fighting, martial arts. These are one type of martial arts. Malakham is not. It is a person in a sesame wood. They will show some exercises. That is Malakham. it is Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. Silambam, it is in Tamil Nadu. Kalaripoit, it is in Kerala. Ghatka is not Gujarat, it is in Punjab. Right? Ghatka is in it is in Punjab. Ghatka is Punjab. It is a martial art of Punjab. Right? Thangta, Manipur, that is right. Thangta, Manipur. Yogasana doesn't belong to Uttar Pradesh, it belongs to whole India. Right? Yogasana, Patanjali Yogasana. So, this, so 1, 2, 3 and 5 are right. 1, 2, 3 and 5 are right. Right? Thangta Manipur, Ghatka Punjab, Kalaripoit Kerala, Silambam Tamil Nadu, Malakam Maharashtra. They are included in Khelo India Youth Games recently. That's why they are in news. Okay. Consider the following statements. Rule 373 of the Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business of Rajya Sabha allows the chairman to suspend the members. No, this is wrong. Rule 374. In case of Lok Sabha, this is Rule 374. Right? Rule 374 allows Rule 374 of Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business of Lok Sabha allow the Speaker to suspend its member. Rule 374. Rule 373, a member can declare a member can, if a particular member of Parliament says something that is derogatory, then then Speaker can ask him to withdraw his statement, and after withdrawing the statement, he must leave the House. That is the procedure under Rule 373. But if still the particular member of Parliament do not listen to the directions of the Speaker, then Speaker under Rule 374 of Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business, he can suspend that particular member. Right? In case of Lok Sabha. But in case of Rajya Sabha, the first warning, that is to withdraw the statements, will be under Rule 255. In case of Rule 255, first Speaker will give the warning to the member to withdraw his statements. But if still he creates hurdles in the working of procedure of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of Rajya Sabha, in case of Rajya Sabha, under Rule 256, the chairman can suspend a particular member. Right? Rule 256 of Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of Rajya Sabha. Right? Next. Consider the following statements. The framework for the social stock exchange. Social stock exchange means NGOs, right? NGOs, if they can also, they are included, that is called a social stock exchange by SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India, they are included, is meant to serve private and non-profit sectors by providing greater capital to them. Non-profit sector, NGOs, that means they can be provided better capital in NGOs to bring social development, environmental development. They are also included in the stock exchange by SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. Under the framework, corporate foundations and political and religious organizations are identified as social enterprises. Right? Yes. Framework, corporate foundations and political and religious foundations are identified as social enterprises. Right? They can also invest there. The framework is a brainchild of Department of Revenue. Why Department of Revenue will think about the stock exchange? Just by common logic, you can say third statement is wrong. Obviously, this will be started by Security and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI. That is a social stock exchange. So 1 and 2 options will be right. Next. Consider the following statements. The Energy Conservation Act 2001 empowers the center to specify norms and standards of energy efficiency for appliances with connected load over 100 kilowatts. Right? Energy Conservation Act 2001. Remember, Energy Conservation Act 2001, it empowers the center. Center can specify the energy efficiency standard. Right? If that is more than 100 kilowatts. If you are using more than 100 kilowatts in a particular appliances, then energy efficiency can be specified by the central government under Energy Conservation Act 2001. The Energy Conservation Amendment Bill 2022 defines the minimum share of renewable energy. Yes, now it is the age of renewable energy. The minimum share of renewable energy to be consumed by industrial units or any establishment. So obviously, both 1 and 2 options will be right. The Energy Conservation Amendment Bill 2022 defines the minimum share of renewable energy. Minimum share of renewable energy, right? if a particular industry, they must use a minimum share of renewable energy at present time, because we have a goal to achieve by 2030, that is to develop 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030, and that in every sector we will try to make a decentralized sustainable system. Decentralized sustainable system means in every small units we will try to make certain extent carbon neutral, right? And these companies, they must purchase the renewable energy, because at present if they will purchase the renewable energy, obviously that gradually the prices of renewable energy will reduce. Like we have ethanol blending, now we are going to make ethanol blending of 20%, right? Gradually we moved from 10% to 20%. So when we apply in every sector, then the renewable energy is used, and the monetary investment that also generates. That's why it mandates every industrial units to a certain amount of renewable energy they must use. Okay. Then Ramsar Sites. Recently, these Ramsar Sites are being added. Ramsar Convention. It was started in 1971, right? In Iran, Ramsar Convention. In those wetlands are used, especially those who are internationally important wetlands. They are used as Ramsar Sites, right, or Ramsar wetlands. So, which of the following pairs are right? Karikili Bird Sanctuary, it is not in Kerala. Karikili Bird Sanctuary, it is in Tamil Nadu, right? It is in Tamil Nadu. Karikili Bird Sanctuary, it is Tamil Nadu, not in Kerala. Then Palikaranai Mars Reserve Forest, it is in Tamil Nadu. This is right. Then Sakya Sagar is not Gujarat. It is in Madhya Pradesh, right? Sakya Sagar is in MP, Madhya Pradesh. Sakya Sagar is there. Sakya Sagar. Then Pala wetland is not in Odisha. It is in Mizoram, right? So Pala wetland, it is in Mizoram. Pala wetland, Mizoram. Sakya Sagar, MP. And Palikaranai Mars Reserve Forest, it is in Tamil Nadu. Karikili Bird Sanctuary, it is also in Tamil Nadu. So these are included in the Ramsar sites. So only one pair is right. So A is the answer. Okay. Next, I would like to announce one thing, that in since next week we'll per day we'll discuss completely 1 hour, around 30 questions every day of objective questions. 1 hour will be objective question discussion, and second hour will be the topic discussion. That may be the mains topic or prelims topic, right? So 1 hour will be completely MCQ discussions from next week. Okay. First we will discuss prelims facts, right? Prelims facts. Solid waste management. Okay. Just wait a second. Okay, solid waste management. Solid waste management. Why solid waste management is an important topic? This is because now we have a rapid urbanization. Around 30% of our population is living in urbanized area, in urban areas. But in case of rural areas, we have decentralized sewage disposal or waste management system, right? In case of rural areas, we separate, especially rural people, especially they separate the non-biodegradable substances and biodegradable substances. Especially almost every households, we see there is a dumping that is meant for compost. They drop the biodegradable substances in those areas, and in some other areas they use non-biodegradable substances. So that is segregated. In urban areas also now various governments have been taking steps to segregate the non-biodegradable substances and the biodegradable substances. This is called as decentralized planning or decentralized waste management. At present, decentralized waste management is one of the best strategy to because best strategy to manage the issues regarding waste management, because in many metro areas, especially in Delhi or Chennai, this waste management urban areas in metropolitan cities, it has become a huge issue, right? Huge landfills we see, there is very big size landfills, and this solid waste management, it is one of the major problem. So what happens when sometimes they get discharged to they make groundwater pollution, they get discharged to the rivers. So there are various issues regarding solid waste management. So now it starts. Recently, with burgeoning population and even faster urbanization, there has been explosion of the generation of municipal waste. In next year, we will become the largest populated country of the world, right? So there is municipal waste, solid waste in Indian cities. Explosion of generation of municipal solid waste because of burgeoning population and faster urbanization. Solid waste means garbage or refuse or sludge from a wastewater treatment plant, water supply treatment plant. These are waste, any garbage or refuse or sludge from a wastewater treatment plant or water supply treatment plant or pollution control facility, and other discarded material resulting from industrial, commercial, mining or agricultural operations or community activity. There is industrial mining, there is industrial activities, there is development of infrastructure or agricultural operations. They are all come under solid waste, right? Solid waste management means collecting, treating and disposing the solid material discarded because it has served its purpose and no longer useful. It offers solutions for recycling items that do not belong to the garbage or trash. So management means especially collecting them, right? Collecting them and disposing them in a particular area, because we cannot dispose in those solid waste in the living areas. They will be very harmful because they release various toxic gases in a particular area. So that need to be treated. Means there are various ways to treat them. We can treat them by living organisms like bacteria. We can treat them by high temperature treatment. We can make high temperature treatment. We can segregate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. We can also those goods and which can be recycled, we can take them for recycling as well. So there are various we can use this waste as well. For example, India has, we can collect a huge amount of gold from manufacturing e-waste from mobiles, right? Discarded mobiles, huge amount of gold from discarded mobile. So it is called solid waste management, right? That is treating, disposing and collecting of the waste and making them useful whatever possible. Then the poorest women drive Swachh model. Women drive Swachh model of Pune. The Kagad Kach Patra Kashtakari Panchayat KKPKP is a trade union of informal waste pickers and waste buyers. Informal waste pickers and waste buyers. And Pimpri Chinchwad was formed in 1993 and got occupational identity in 2007. Now they are collecting waste. And purchasing waste. Swachh is a joint project of KKPKP and Pune Municipal Corporation, the first such entity created through municipal action, right? So Swachh, that is a joint project. Swachh is a joint project between KKPKP, that is Kach Patra Kashtakari Panchayat and the Pune Municipal Corporation. That is Swachh model. What is this Swachh model? They are collecting the garbages and purchasing the garbage. Waste management policy. Until 2000, we didn't have any law regarding concentration on how to deal with the waste, municipal solid waste, MSW. How to deal with the municipal solid waste. We didn't have any law. Then solid waste management rules 2000 came. Municipal solid waste management rule 2000 came. The rules are applicable on every municipal authority responsible for it is applicable for every municipal authority responsible for collection, segregation, storage, transportation and processing and disposal of municipal solid waste. That is that came in 2000. What is solid waste management rules 2016? The government has revamped the municipal solid waste management rules 2000 and notified the new solid waste management rules in 2016. What are the new solid waste management rule 2016? They expanded the scope of application of MSW rules by including places of pilgrims, airports, special economic zones, ports and harbors, defense establishments, and every domestic, institutional, commercial, and any other referring residential area solid waste generation under this ambit. That means all type of these pilgrims, airports, special economic zones, and individual households, commercial establishments, they all are coming under solid waste management rules, and the municipal corporation will take care of all these areas as well. The rules for the first time prescribe duty of MSW generators. A central monitoring committee is to be constituted for monitoring and the implementation. Central monitoring committee will be constituted, right, for monitoring the implementation. Criteria of land filling and waste to energy plants are also provided. Criteria for land filling and waste to energy plants are also provided, right? There are criteria for land filling, means how you can land fill in which area, and how you will convert their park. There is eco park is converted, land filling is converted into eco park in states like Delhi and many other areas. Criteria for land filling and waste to energy plants, right? From biodegradable waste, energy is being produced as well. There are plants that produces energy. Next, plastic waste are used in polythene waste, plastic waste, they are used in road constructions. The Central Pollution Control Board will have the coordinate with the State Pollution Control Board. Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board to review environmental standard, monitor implementation, and publish guidelines and prepare annual report on the implementation of solid waste management rules. Right. Steps taken by India in this regard: conducting Swachh Sarvekshan. What is Swachh Sarvekshan? Various round of Swachh Sarvekshan means in which state or which city is performing best in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Sarvekshan were conducted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, MoHUA, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It conducts Swachh Sarvekshan to monitor or to rank or to make a rank among the various cities regarding their performance in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. To ensure sustainability and initiatives taken towards garbage free and open defecation free cities. Garbage free and open defecation cities. Many times we see Indore has got this Swachh Sarvekshan ranking best city so far as garbage free city is concerned. Existing system through online process create awareness among the all sections of the society. Create awareness among the all sections of the society. Star rating and garbage free cities to ensure continued scientific management of solid waste and motivate cities to achieve increased cleanliness. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched star rating protocol of garbage free cities in 2018. The rating protocol is an outcome based tool, not a process based one. It is an outcome based tool. Right? Outcome means ultimately have you achieved or not. Outcome based tool, that is star rating protocol based on of garbage free cities. Right? Those cities who are garbage free will be awarded as garbage free cities. Swachhata Hi Seva campaign, it aims to ensure cleanliness. Swachhata Hi Seva, it aims to ensure cleanliness through various stakeholders in the Jan Andolan. Cleanliness through various stakeholders in the Jan Andolan or national movement. Swachhata Hi Seva campaign, Jan Andolan or national movement. Then Seva Divas, a nationwide Shramdan, volunteering for cleanliness service by stakeholders. Seva Divas, volunteers, they can go and work for Swachhata Hi Seva campaign. Then Samagra Swachhata, Shramadhan by citizens at large, municipal bodies, SBM ambassadors and corporates. Then Sarvatra Swachhata, massive cleanliness drives at iconic spots. Massive cleanliness drives at iconic spots, that is Sarvatra Swachhata. Compost Banao, Compost Apnao campaign. They have to encourage people to convert their kitchen waste into compost for use of fertilizer, right? And reduce the amount of waste going to landfill sites. This campaign is an attempt to encourage the citizens to contribute towards making their city clean. That is Compost Banao, Compost Apnao campaign. These are the various campaigns regarding Swachh Bharat regarding Swachh Seva campaign. So that is solid waste management campaigns. And China-Pakistan economic corridor. Recently, India slammed the move by Pakistan and China to involve third countries in the CPSC projects. Involving third country in the CPSC project, India slammed. Why India slammed regarding CPSC project? CPSC project, it is a branch of One Belt One Road policy. One Belt One Road policy of project of China. Right. China and Pakistan extended warm welcome to any country joining the multi-billion-dollar economic corridor for mutual beneficial cooperation. Right. For mutual and beneficial cooperation, multi-billion-dollar economic corridor. It has extended welcome to any country. Any country can join the China-Pakistan economic corridor. This proposal was made in a meeting of a CPEC Joint Working Committee. Joint Working Committee on International Cooperation and Coordination. International Cooperation and Coordination it has made in CPSC. Okay, India's stand. The Ministry of External Affairs reiterated that China-Pakistan economic corridor is an inherently illegal, illegitimate and unacceptable endeavor, and any new nation participation in it would be infringing on India's geographical sovereignty. That means, as we have already declared that China and Pakistan both are violating the territorial integrity of India if any country joins them. For example, Nepal will do that or Bhutan will do like that. Suppose Nepal will do that. That means Nepal has taken steps to violate India's territorial integrity and sovereignty, because even today India considered that this is because it is built in the Pak occupied Kashmir, which is a disputed territory between India and Pakistan, right? So as that is Indian territory, so this project is built in Indian territory. That's why India declared that any country that participate, the relationship between those countries will obviously get affected, because that will be a step towards violation of sovereignty of India. Right. The invitation by Pakistan and China countries comes after the reports emerged from the project stalling due to ground level corruption, resistance by local places like Balochistan, right, like the local places by Balochistan, and attacks on Chinese engineers, workers by Islamic fundamentalists and terrorists. There is attacks on Chinese workers and engineers by Islamic fundamental terrorists. There is protest in Balochistan region, because Balochistan region is there is issues of law and order in Balochistan region. There is secessionist challenge. Secessionist challenge means Balochistan, some parts of some section of the Balochistan, they want to get separated from Pakistan, right? That is, so the invitation is come after that, when there is reports that there is huge corruption at the ground level. Next, China-Pakistan economic corridor. Okay. Yes, it is a collection of infrastructure projects, right? It is both road projects and rail projects. Construction throughout the Pakistan beginning in 2013. The CP is a part of China's larger Belt and Road Initiative. Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to spread Chinese investments and trade and connectivity infrastructure to bring Central Asian and European markets to closure. Right? This Belt and Road Initiative, it connects Pakistan, China, and European countries, and also Central Asian countries. This will bring a massive development in trade, as it is envisaged. Next, the CPEC is 3,000 kilometer route. There is a 3,000 kilometer route of infrastructure projects that seeks to create a series of contiguous economic and trade hubs with road and rail infrastructure. It will link places like China's restive western province of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, right, to the Gwadar port. Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, it will link the western province, that is Xinjiang province, to the Gwadar port of Pakistan, and equally occupied Balochistan state, because right, it will be gone to the Balochistan state. That's why there is opposition, and China will get huge amount of benefit, because its trade. See, China was earlier taking the oil from Middle East like this. Now it will take directly from here. So there is a huge saving of transportation cost of oil for China from the Middle Eastern area. So this will be so Pakistan will get the infrastructure and China will get the benefit regarding transportation of oil in the CPEC project. The funding originally valued at $47 billion, the value of CPEC projects bumped to $62 billion in 2022. $62 billion will be the investment in the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Mutual benefit for China and Pakistan. For China, the project will bypass Strait of Malacca, which can be a choke point in case of a conflict with the US and other adversaries. Right? So it can bypass Strait of Malacca. So in case that is, so its strategic independency is increased. So strategic autonomy is increased of China by the China-Pakistan economic corridor, because in Strait of Malacca the clout of US is more as compared to China. Also, US is aggressively developing its presence in the Indo-Pacific by various steps like Quad, and also joining hands with Australia and other island nations in that region of Indo-Pacific like Solomon Islands. Okay. On the other hand, Pakistan expects EPC to be a lifeline for its deteriorating economy. Right? Pakistan is suffering from a deteriorated economy. Right? It has a very low growth. There is high corruption. There is high political instability. So Pakistan expects EPC to be a lifeline for its deteriorating economy. So it helps that such infrastructure development will boost the economy of Pakistan. So this is a win-win situation for both Pakistan and China. Next, private sector investment in space industry. Private sector investment in the space industry. Recently, government is seen making efforts to increase private sector participation in the space industry. Private sector participation in the space industry. The Indian government would soon come up with a new space policy that would initiate rise of India's space-like ventures, own SpaceX-like ventures. That means India will participate the private sector, because we as a state we are a developing country, we have a certain amount of resources, we cannot spend huge amount of money in space sector. We can also facilitate a private sector in space that will create employment, that will also brings development in the case of science and technology. SpaceX is Elon Musk's private space transportation company. Okay. Next, significance of the space industry. Assessing and recording weather information. Right? We can get weather information. Satellites provide more accurate information on weather forecast. Right? It can also access long-term trends on climate and habitability of a region. Long-term trends on the climate and habitability of a region. That is significance of space industry. We can know about the environment and the climate, long-term climate, and also weather forecast. For example, by monitoring the long-term impact of climate change at regional, territorial, and national scales, government would be able to devise more pragmatic and combating plans, actions for farmers and dependent on industries. So farmers are also dependent on various satellites, that is called as precision agriculture. How much? Because to understand the complex dependency of agriculture on soil, on the moisture, on pressure and rainfall. That is why precision agriculture means exactly by technology, using technology, a particular amount of irrigation. All these things will be done. So taking the help of technology regarding by the farmers and industries will be good. Okay. Real-time tracking. Satellites can serve as a real-time monitoring and early warning solutions against natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, wildfires, mining, etc. Earthquakes, tsunamis, flood, wildfire, mining. Real-time monitoring, right? The real-time monitoring of the natural disasters. This can be also done by the private players. Okay. Then communication and connectivity. Earth observation satellites. We can use geosynchronous satellites in case of communication satellites. Connectivity will also develop. As connectivity, satellite communication can reach more remote areas, and that is last mile connectivity, more remote areas where conventional networks will require heavy complementing infrastructure. Conventional network require infrastructure in case of heavy, hilly areas, for example, there is hilly terrain. In case of northeast, we can take the help of satellites that will be more cost effective. Right. So communication and connectivity that will also help. Real-time tracking also helps against natural disasters. Natural disaster in case of, for example, in case of Odisha, we need the information, satellite information. It is very crucial regarding the lives of Odisha, because every year we see various various cyclones, right, from the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and other coastal areas. Additionally, as to the reliability, the World Economic Forum stated that satellite communication can help connect 49% of world connected population. Satellite communication can help connect 49% of the world's unconnected population, right? So it is according to World Economic Forum. So the world unconnected populations, especially those who stays in rural areas or hilly areas or remote areas, they can be connected by the satellite. In this slide, it must be noted that satellite communications which are used to facilitate telecommunication services are among the major categories for investment in the space technology sector. It's space technology sector, right? Those who want to develop satellite communications, they can be also they could be under the categories of space technology sector. And government of India is trying to include the private sector and making it an industry, right? Because India is not only launching its own satellites, it is also launching the satellites of other countries, right? We can make it one type of industry that will provide employment and build career. Next is bank nationalization. What is bank nationalization? Recently, it was 53rd anniversary of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi nationalizing 14 banks. So 14 banks was nationalized during the time of Indira Gandhi in 1969, right? The Congress government had nationalized 14 banks in 1969 and then followed up the nationalizing another 6 in 1980. The nationalization is essential means the government took over the ownership of private banks. Nationalization means government took over the ownership of private banks. Now the reverse is getting happening. That means disinvestment is happening in various public sectors, but at that time it was nationalized in 1969 and also in 1980. The government was aimed to take over the control for the few private players and expand banking coverage to rural areas so that sectors such as agriculture and small industries could get credit facilities, thus creating a new class of entrepreneurs. Right? It has the objective to take the banking sector to rural areas. That's why it has nationalized. India was predominantly an agrarian economy, right? Agrarian economy, agriculture economy, and primarily a very high level of poverty, over 50%. That means among all the farmers, more than 80% farmers are small scale farmers. That is having a land of less than 2%. Right. Nationalization was seen a quick way to ensure all our objectives are met. Private bankers would never have expanded such social development regions. Right. So as private bankers, they do not focus on agriculture. Their objective is not rural development. Their objective is only profit. That's why government has nationalized the banks. Arguments against nationalization of banks. Less strategic and operating freedom. The key difference between state-owned PSBs and private banks is that private banks enjoy less strategic, public sector banks enjoy less strategic and operating freedom because majority of government ownership. Right? Even if they want to bring some changes they cannot bring because majority lies with the government ownership. Right? Next, the government exercises significant control over all the aspects of public sector unit operations, ranging from policies or the recruitment and pay investments and financing, bank governance, including board and top management appointments. So everything in every matter government takes the control, right? That is forming policies or appointment to top posts, including the board members. So there is less freedom to the banks in case when there is government ownership. Then forced loans, public sector banks can be forced to extend loans when such loans don't make economic sense. They can make forced loans when a particular bank is under the government. Then their politicians, they may force a particular bank to lend a particular company, right? Although he do not satisfy the requirements. So this may happen. This will lead to rising of NPAs or non-performing assets. That will be economic loss also. Rising NPAs. PSB officials come under the scrutiny agencies such as Central Vigilance Commissions, Public Sector Unit Commission, and CAG, right? They hold them back for taking risk in lending or negotiating bad debt because fears of harassment from the same investigative agencies. Right. Two things may happen. That means, in case suppose there is a particular bank PSB has given a loan to a particular person, it may have given the loan in malafide intention by taking some bribe or something like that, or in that case, those public sector officials, they will be held by the authorities like CAG or CBC. On the other hand, sometimes what will happen? Suppose there is an honest officer, still he has given the loan, and there is loss in the particular company, then he will be held by the CBC or Comptroller General. So this is the issue. And there is the issue of rising NPAs. In case of public sector bank, it is many times it is more than 8%, right? Whereas in case of private sector bank, it is less than 5% or 4%. Next, lack of result. The central point of nationalized banks is to do that no right thinking. Profit maximizing private bank will do in the first place. If one appreciates the social and developmental objective, the results are nothing short of transformative. So there is no huge transformation in the rural areas. There is no maximizing of profit of the banks. So that are the issues regarding public sector banks. What are the arguments in favor? Rural bank branches. The number of rural bank branches increased tenfold from about 1400 in 1969 to 1505 in 1980 as compared to twofold increase in urban and semi-urban areas from 5,000 to 248 rupees to 13,000 branches. So rural branches have increased because of nationalization. Credit to rural areas. Credit to rural areas increased from 115 crore to 3,000 crore. And a 20-fold increase in the deposits in rural areas increased from 306 crore to 5939 crore, against a 20-fold increase. So the credit to rural areas has increased because of nationalization of banks. Also, rural bank branches has increased, but not foster or financial inclusion. To prevent such acts and promote fair trading in the market for interest of common investors, the stock market regulator SEBI has prohibited firms from purchasing own shares. Sorry, this by mistakenly this is. Okay, credit to agriculture. Between 1969 to 1980, credit to agriculture expanded 40-fold, right? So credit to agriculture expanded because of the nationalization of banks. 40 crore from 40 crore. Yes, the credit to rural areas has increased from 67 crore to 2767 crore, reaching 13% of GDP from a starting point of 2%. Farmers, the growth of represents a significant correction to the undersupply of credit to farmers, that is drove nationalization, right? So farmers get benefited because of it, because there is the issue of farmers is one of the major issues of farmers is rural credit, right? Rural credit is one of the major issues of farmers. During the cropping season, they usually fall into debt trap because they take huge amount of loan in credit from the money lenders, where they have to pay around an interest of 4% or 5%. So low interest loans to the farmers is very essential. by nationalization of banks, this has happened, right? Next, what is insider trading? Insider trading. Several Indian origin persons have been charged in the US with the insider trading in two separate alleged schemes in which they made more than $5 million in illegal profits. More than $5 million by insider trading. What do you mean by insider trading? That is refers to buying, selling or trading of shares or securities such as bonds of stock of a listed company using unpublished price sensitive information, right? By using certain information, if you are buying, selling or trading the shares, then that can be called as insider trading. Using unpublished information which is not disclosed, that is the confidential information of a particular company, if you are selling them and getting and purchasing the securities, then that is called as insider trading. It hurts the integrity of the capital markets, right? Because just because somebody has information, he is making more profits, right? So it is not a transparent system, or that is not a justice for all system. So that hurts the integrity of capital markets. That's why we have a Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEBI has taken some measures to prevent the acts and promote fair trading in the market, the interest of the common investors. Stock market regulator SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, has prohibited the firms from purchasing their own shares from the secondary market. They have prohibited the firms from purchasing their own shares from secondary market, right? So if a person is selling something in primary market, they cannot purchase the same shares in the secondary market. Unpublished price sensitive information, UPSI, unpublished price sensitive information. UPSI refers to a piece of exclusive information, very important information related to farm stock prices, quarterly results, acquisition deals, mergers of any kind of sensitive activities that have not been shared with the public at large. That such type of information is called as unpublished price sensitive information, right? In case of share market. Insider. Who is an insider? SEBI regulations define insider as someone who is connected person and has access to EPSI. Connected person and has access to EPSI or unpublished price sensitive information. A connected person can be anyone who during 6 months proceedings the insider trade has been associated with the companies in same way. Anyone who is doing the 6 months proceeding insider trade has been associated with the company in same way. That is what we can call as insider, who is associated with the company, who know the crucial information and who will share with the other people outside and who will purchase the shares. This could be a company director or employee of their or their close relatives, company director or employee or a close relatives, or legal counsel or banker to the company, even official of the stock exchanges. Trustees, employees of an asset management company who is interacted with the company, right? So that is insider trading. Any company or any individual who is associated with a particular company, they can gain some information. Based on those information, there will be gain in the security market. They will invest in the security market and they will gain. Okay. Now the question is in internal migration can drive by push and pull factors, highlighting the issues related to internal migration of India. Discuss the need for national policy on international migration. There should be a national policy on international migration, right? Many times we came to news that there is violation of human rights, there is their bonded labor system that is also going on. During COVID-19, they suffered a lot regarding transportation from one area to another area. There is intermigration, and when people get migrated, they live in the slum areas, very unhygienic areas. So various problems regarding migration is there. So government need to bring a national policy on national migration. Write this question, and the lectures end here. Like this video, share this video and subscribe to VANIK-IAS. Thank you.